Boom. All right, this is Comic Burrito, a podcast, a live stream. I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
Oh, I'm Nick.
That guy's Nick.
And I'm typing.
And we're live.
And I'm Dad.
And I hit that at 10. So, what up, you haters?
I'm proud of you.
I did
Here,
it.
I'll give you one of these.
Yeah, Orange
Yeah, but
Cassidy.
is it even?
Yeah.
Is it even working?
Probably not.
But is it working?
I'm excited for when a comment
Hey,
comes
yeah,
like,
there it
"Oh,
is.
you're nobody. We don't even hear you."
Oh, hold on. It's gonna get real dumb because I didn't turn my sound off.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
Perfect.
There
Proud
we
of
go.
you, bud.
It's
that
always
was
something.
My phone just gave me a notification that we are currently live.
Your phone's like, you're live. Hey,
Wake up.
hey, you're live, man.
By the way, yeah, just so you know.
So we got 7. There we go. Sorry if you tried to click the link and it didn't work. I think the new one is working. There you go. Everything's fine. Oh, what's going on?
Not too much. Been reading some comics, taking some photos, living life. How about you guys?
Same.
Cool.
I got a grill.
Same. You got a grill.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a joyous thing. I picked up some cool books and I have a lot. I feel like you guys had your big week like last week and the week before, and now the next 2 to 3 weeks for me is going to be like my little Christmas time. But it's weird because I've started accumulating some of the stuff that's coming, but I don't have I don't have any like whole things. So it's just like a pile that's just going to fill up. Like I have
let's see what you got.
I got the Philadelphias.
Yeah,
But I only have 1, 2, 4, and 5. So obviously I'm missing 3.
So you can read 2 of them.
Yeah.
I could read 2 of them, but I figure I'll just wait because I think this is supposed to be a 6-issue first arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably just wait until the day before I'm going to pick up 6 and then just smash through it.
It's fantastic. You're in for a
yeah.
treat. It is so good.
I started reading 1, just kind of flipping through it a little bit, and I liked what I saw so far.
It's great.
It looks good.
Huge recommend. I know Comic Book Poser is a big recommendation on that. And I also
Yeah,
hear he
everybody
might have
on
some
Twitter says
some
amazing.
content coming out that's attached to Philadelphia as well.
He actually did. I watched it
Yeah.
before we did this.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. It's out? Okay. So he has content.
There he is. I picked up that bad boy too.
Has Cole gotten his mask yet?
No. Maybe I'll just send him an email right now.
Yeah.
Be like, hey,
Tell him.
so like,
hey, James,
tell him he can make it up to you by joining us live.
There we go.
Send him the Zoom link.
That's $15, totally.
Yeah, that's worth it.
And then East of West, year 2, nice.
Year 2, and then I have year 1 coming on in stock. So in the next month I'll get that.
Yeah.
But it's like I didn't even take the cellophane off it because it's all ripped up. It's not like sealed anyways because it's been sitting on a shelf for 2 years.
You're right.
But I couldn't believe how hard it was to find that. It's been in stock everywhere for the past year while I've been considering buying the hardcover. And then as soon as I have the money to buy it, all gone. Everybody's gone.
Classic.
So, but I didn't even open it because I want to read year 1 again anyways, so I'll just wait.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I was hoping to just read it all over again when year 3 comes out, but then Todd had to ruin that by reading all of them in like 72 hours.
Don't assign me such great homework. Screw you.
I think I'm gonna pre-order that on Amazon. They have it for like 36.
Oh, it's 34, I think. Yeah.
For the
$34.99.
Yeah, somewhere around. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the hardcover, yeah.
That's a good
for
deal.
the pre-order, it's like
deal.
30. I think it's like 30 or 35% off retail. But then if it gets any cheaper, you'll get the cheaper price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out, I believe, in.
I
think you get to keep the cheaper price. Yeah. But I think it comes out in November.
Drinking in that sweet saga cover.
Where's my thumb? Oh. Oh.
So Cole, you send him a message on Twitter and let us know if he replies to you.
I just responded to the email.
Oh, okay.
Figure that's probably a more reliable spot than
Isn't
Twitter.
where you go to complain to people
Yeah,
that
do
are
we
above
want to
you?
ask all our? Should we? Everyone tweet. No, don't. Please don't. Please don't bother him. At least not on our behalf. If you want to bother James, then go.
Hashtag bother Jim Tiny Onion.
Yeah. Hashtag free Cole's bandana.
Free the
Bring it
bandana.
back.
Free the bandana.
Hashtag free. Yeah, not free bandana. Free,
No, free
the
the bandana. Those
He
are
already
very
paid
different.
for it. It's fine. Yeah.
The free bandana, that's a whole different hashtag thing
That's,
that we don't want to get in the middle of.
Well, that's we need 12 more subscribers for a free bandana.
Yeah, if we get 12 more subscribers, we will be giving away one of these that we're talking about.
That everyone has
Bam.
except for me.
That all
And it
of
won't
us
be
have.
the one that's on Todd's face.
Or it will if you really want it.
Or it will.
It's up to you.
Or it'll be the one that was on Todd's. No, we won't even.
Yep, nope. You know what? The
You
mystery spot
this
is
is-
you can just decide if you want me to put it somewhere and then send it to you.
I didn't send it to you.
I will do that.
Anyone
Yeah.
else that ends up winning it, I might pay extra for that.
So, and then if you want like a lame one that hasn't been on my body, I have it all packaged up. You know, if you're like that. I have been reading the absolute crap out of Injustice.
Oh, I've been doing that too.
Yeah, that's been my
I think
last
you-
few
I
days.
think you caught up to me.
I've leapfrogged you. I'm done with year 4.
Okay, I think I'm on like issue or chapter 6 of year 4, maybe somewhere
there's
around
24 in that one, I think.
there. Yeah. So I'm in the first like stretch of year 4, but it was really nice outside and I wanted to read, but apparently my Wi-Fi doesn't like to go very far outside my house. So
You got to get that Wi-Fi outside your house.
I know. Or I could just download the book and go out there, but it was too nice of a day to stay inside
That
when I've been
sounds-
stuck inside all week.
Yeah, I've been having big ol' asthma issues, so I've been
pollen.
inside mostly. Yeah. So yeah, no. So it's great. Especially years 1 through 3 are
Yeah.
incredible. I'm a little cooler on year 4. I started year 5, and I'm liking where year 5 is going more than I liked year 4. But year 1 through 3 is the quickest read. I mean, year 4 is still a quick read, but it's not up my alley quite as much.
Well, it's not Tom Taylor.
It's not Tom
right?
Taylor. It changes. The
Yeah.
author changes.
I think it changes mid-year 3.
But but it was still Tom Taylor trajectory in year 3,
Yeah.
like where he was taking the story. And then year 4, I cooled a little bit on it, but I still ran the shit right through it. It was like a day.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah, you can go through them because it's like
make sure
it's
to
like
read
the opposite of 9-panel.
In between year 3 and year 4, did you read the annual?
Yeah.
Or sorry,
because I'm on.
after year 4, read the annual, and then start.
Well, I'm reading it on
okay.
DC,
So
so
you-
it's just pulling me straight through.
So you got the annual in between 4 and 5?
Oh, I'm just starting 4, so I got the one between 3 and 4.
There's one that's very important
Yeah.
between 4 and 5 where it's.
I think there's
you're
an
gonna
annual
love it.
between each one.
You're gonna love it. The one between 3 and 4 wasn't super significant because between 3 and 4 was the Lobo one. No spoilers.
Between 3 and 4 was Lobo.
Yeah.
Then I might be done with 4 because the last annual I read was they went back to like the first day.
Yeah. So that's a big one, and it actually informs
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
I did not initially, and I'm like, what the hell's going on with this with this new one? And
Yeah.
all 153 issues that were originally digital. So those 153 issues are like half issues, and then they're really quick reads on top of that.
in year 1, they're like third of an issue. I feel like.
Uh-huh.
Like I went through and I read. I mean, you guys were talking to me on
They're
Friday.
all up to like 23 pages.
I spent 45 minutes, and I think I made it to chapter 11 or 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And like that was like not fully engaged 45 minutes where I might get like interrupted for a few seconds or something. Yeah, I mean each page is literally like 3 panels.
3 panels at most. Sometimes
at
it's
most.
1 panel.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like sometimes it's
page.
1 panel. It's a 1 panel spread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like a splash book. It's just.
It is.
The first,
it's really good.
It's why Tom King isn't allowed to write for Injustice.
I just kept double clicking on it, thinking
because no one would be able to read it. It'd be too small.
No, it would be like, what's going on here? It's 6 pages long, but it's 18 panels per page.
Yeah.
Yes, Comic Book Poser Injustice is on DCU. You want to read Injustice, and then there's Ground Zero, and then there's Injustice 2, and it is all on DC Universe.
And I think they even have Injustice and He-Man.
Yeah, yep, they do. I don't know where that comes in the story, if it even matters.
I don't know.
I would assume it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just saw it there when I looked up Injustice. There's like 4 of them.
And it is really good. It's such an easy read, and like
it's one of my favorite.
I'm so into
maybe
it.
My second favorite Elseworld behind White Knight.
Whoa.
I think. Well, what else would there really be?
Black Label stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joker Killer Smile.
Like White Knight. Yeah.
Strange Adventures. Strange Adventures, ma'am. So good.
Maybe.
I know.
It might be.
We should be talking about issue like 4 now at this point, I feel like.
I know the first issue was really good. I really liked how it started. It was a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. It's maybe my favorite Tom King start. Because usually it takes like 2 or 3 books for me to be like, all right, I'm into this.
Yeah.
And with that first book, I really liked. I think 2 comes out in a couple weeks.
With no ads.
June.
Cool.
With no ads. I think it's June.
Oh yeah, because the first one wasn't supposed to. That's so good. I love it. How do you accidentally add ads? Like,
oops.
Oh no, sorry about that. One of the most popular books coming out, we accidentally put ads in it. Or bad.
You know, they were like, let's just do it and see if anybody. They were like, let's just do it and see if anyone complains.
Oh wait,
absolutely.
The peasants are upset. How dare they?
They're like, we did what? Oh yeah. Oh, good catch.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry
about that.
You know what? Those second prints that aren't as valuable, we'll make sure they're not in that.
Is good.
There'll also be $1 more, ironically, for some reason.
Yeah, so weird. So they took out ads and they added cost. What are the chances?
I did have trouble because I was going between Injustice and Deceased. I was going back and forth between the two, and it threw me for a loop. It threw me for a loop when I'd pick up like Deceased, and then like a character who is supposed to be dead is now a zombie, and
yeah, right.
Though I think I like Deceased a little bit more.
What's up, Lost in Comics? Heyo.
Hey.
We're just talking things that don't matter canonically in DC.
But would you say you like Injustice more than you like Deceased?
I do.
No, I think
I'm just asking because he said earlier that's an Elsewhere book.
I really like Deceased, but I like Injustice more.
I might like Deceased more. I think Taylor might be a little bit more polished now. And Deceased doesn't, I think, have the greatest art, but Injustice's art is pretty rough.
It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
It's overall pretty rough, I think.
I think the story,
I don't think it's bad.
I think the story's way more fun in Injustice, and that's what I.
And it doesn't bother me, but if you're someone who like has to have amazing art, you're probably not gonna like it.
Hey Sam.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
I know, like, I personally I'm probably the coldest on Deceased out of all of us, and I really like Injustice. I think it's like fun. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like an '80s action movie.
It's so fun. It's just
fun. It's just really quick read, fun. And you don't really have to think too much. If you think about it too much, you're probably not going to enjoy it.
And I'm sorry, they do a good job with how it would actually be with Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Like, it would not be as simple as like, oh, Batman can take anybody out with planning. It's like Superman's kind of ridiculous, and if he has any friends to help him whatsoever, good luck.
Well, and it's Superman turned too, so it's
he's not caring.
Right. He's pretty pissed.
That's one way to put it.
I don't.
He's pretty pissed.
Yeah. I don't think it's really. Is it really spoilery to talk about it now with how old it is? Like,
I still haven't even. I still haven't finished it.
This story is a prequel to a very popular video game from like 8 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Superman's the bad guy. Superman's the bad guy, allegedly. You know, I'm the whole like. I think that the Karate Kid is actually the bad guy in that film. I don't know if Superman's such a bad guy. He did stop a lot. He kept people from killing each other. It's a moral quandary. I don't think there's a right or a wrong so easily like decided, which is what's cool about them. That's why I like the book so much. Definitively tell me who's on the right side of this.
Yeah, and they do a pretty good job of like explain, because things are definitely not the way they should be, and you have heroes fighting other heroes and stuff. But the way he comes up with like, oh well, Superman does all this because this happened, and you're just like, okay, and you're going so quick, you just kind of accept it as it's happening.
Wes Greer is posing an interesting. Thanks for joining us. Apparently, people don't like this Heroes in Crisis.
What? Why not?
What's
wrong with it?
It's so weird. I haven't heard anybody say anything negative about it whatsoever.
Wes, Cole, and I both really like Heroes in Crisis.
Hey,
I think even Todd likes it.
I like it,
and Todd likes it.
And that's saying something.
I would say that we like it more than you, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, but that's
we probably like it more than you. But.
That's not saying much for
that's not
for
uncommon
Tom King
either.
No,
that's or just in general. In general,
that's not weird. But I wished that they didn't do anything else after it with Wally. I wish it was Black Label.
Yeah,
and
if it was just Black Label,
that could be the end, because I really like that story. I think it's a great story. We're not Mr. Miracle-ing it, where I'm like, also, I don't know why. I don't know how I became the hater of all this. I just don't prefer 9-panel. I still say it's a good book. Like, apparently because I don't think it's the best book, it means I'm terrible. But
it was your favorite 9 panels, wasn't it?
What is? Heroes in Crisis?
Heroes in Crisis? Wasn't that your favorite 9 panels?
It is my favorite 9-panel because it's the best way that he's used it. Outside of that, outside of like 2 examples in Mr. Miracle, with like the bed. The bed was cool. Right. And then the hugging was good.
Yeah.
Besides those 2, the 9-panel use in Heroes in Crisis is my favorite, with the therapy sessions, because it's, oh my god, even if you're not a 9-panel person, like even if it was like Tom King's usually splashes and then use that, it's genius. It's so good. It's such a good way to use that. So yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
picked up
with
the
you,
book.
Wes.
Yeah, I'll climb up that hill a little bit.
I'm not gonna die on it.
No, I probably won't die on it. Like if somebody's like, "Let's fight," I'll be like, "Nah,
it's fine." Okay.
I mean, I don't know
it sucks. Sorry.
about any comic really.
It's really not worth dying over, is it?
It's not worth getting punched over, but I liked it.
But it's worth like having a snarky response on Twitter over.
Sure, I liked it. I own it, and I'll read it again. I'm excited to read it again. I'm waiting for it all. Even though I own it, I'm waiting for it to all get on DCU, and then I can just
go through it.
Just go through it, and then probably read Flash Forward again. And it reminds me, I need to start Metal soon, because #1 comes out in a couple weeks. I think it's June.
Second Tuesday in June, 3rd.
Might be the 3rd. Okay. I see Flash 754 comes out next week, so I'm pretty excited.
I'm so excited for the new Flash. I'm more excited about new Flash than Green Lantern. Just saying, and that's a big deal.
Wow, is Green Lantern coming out?
No.
I mean, there will be a fourth.
There
one
will be
eventually.
one at some point.
That's
They canceled.
someday.
Green Lantern's been canceled, and he's actually out of the universe.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
And he's been replaced with a guy named Guy.
Yeah, but he's not even a Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
He's just a guy named Guy.
With a green ring.
Yeah. He likes.
And he wears a top hat.
He likes jewelry.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Very fine piece.
So Sam in Lost in Comics, which who's repping Lost in Comics right now? Chris? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep calling you Lostin, because it kind of sounds like Justin. So Lostin. Lostin and Sam. What's your least favorite thing about Heroes in Crisis?
No, comic book poser, you missed Green Lantern 3. That's the best one.
It's really good. It's really good.
That's the one when I like read 3 and then like immediately texted Todd. I was like, oh my god, I think I love Green Lantern now. Like,
which just
like
makes me so happy.
That Grant Morrison season 2 issue 3 popped my green cherry.
That's your cherry is not ripe, by the way.
No. Well, it took a while.
It's actually a grape.
It took a while.
It's a gray lantern cherry.
It's like a craisin.
Oh no. Dear God. Which is more red lantern.
But sorry, you were doing something else, but I saw that and I had to wasn't thrilled with Heroes in Crisis.
Oh, I just wanted to hear about Sam and Lostin. Which he said is Chris now, so I'm gonna say Chris instead. Lostin's really fun though. They way overpower Harley for one thing. Okay, it's fair. It's fair they do, but she's always kind of overpowered. Yeah. I am watching. I am reading Injustice. I am reading Injustice right now, so everyone's kind of overpowered.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you're like the world's biggest Wally West fan, then then
you should enjoy a new kind of story with him.
I get it, but yeah, I still think.
What's wrong with a new angle on things?
No, I know, I agree.
You know how many times
I really like
Green Lantern gets a weird story and goes in a very different direction?
I mean, they have a guy named Guy.
What do you mean? There's never been a Green Lantern who's turned into a bad guy.
No, never in anything, especially not in any like fan fiction elsewhere things.
No.
Or even canonically,
definitely
not canonically with a fear-based monster inside of the Green Lantern power battery that possesses the main character and makes him evil. That's never happened. He's never been the universe-wide big bad ever.
Yeah, I know. I know Poser mentioned like not having bag and boards. I think the one thing I've been doing to like push extra money into my shop is just randomly picking up like boards and bags, and just like I now have like 250 of them just pre-set up so that if I need to like swap one, I have them on the fly.
That's when we finally look behind you and it's just full of bags and boards. There's not even anything else on there.
Yeah, well, actually, the bags and boards you can't see. Oh yeah, it's maybe.
Why aren't you displaying your bags and boards?
Because no one wants to see that.
Speaking of bags and boards, you're gonna need some for these.
Heyo! Oh, yeah. Hell yeah!
I can show you your.
Oh yeah, we get to do it on live.
Your inscription if you want. So there's your. Is it backwards or does it flip it?
No,
that's
good.
Guys,
I can see it.
I am the show.
They all say that.
You are the show, but don't forget that
that I am the show.
Is the show.
Yeah,
but these are super cool.
We're all
the show. Issue 1 I had a super hard time putting in a bag and a board. Like it's pretty thick. So I'm just gonna get them to you like this, and you can do as you want. I don't want to like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Screw them up at all.
No, issue 1. If you can just roll mine up.
And issue 1 and 2.
Put it in your back pocket.
Rubber band it.
So yeah, we had the author send us issues 1 and 2 of these super cool books that we reviewed. If you haven't seen the video yet, I think it was our last video.
It was our last video. It's the one super that cool, I spent like 6 hours editing our bullshit.
It was funny too.
It's
Because
a
it's like
whole
that was
day.
like 45 minutes of us just talking, and I was just like, I thought that we spent 7 minutes talking.
No, we recorded for like an hour. It was like over 50 minutes, and I edited it down to 14 minutes and 30 some seconds or something.
Cool.
God. Manifest Destiny.
It's so cool, man. They're so good.
I pictured him having a really high pitched voice.
It's Manifest Destiny. Oh.
I'm
You'll never
really
stop
excited
me.
to buy that trade. I think they said that it was delayed a little. I think in the review we're all like, "Oh, the trade's coming out," and then
it is in print, and they said that the trade will be delayed, but it will be out hopefully at some point.
Yeah.
But the prints do exist. It's much easier to get. It's much easier to get digitally. I'm saying they exist.
Yeah.
But it's much easier to get digitally because it was like a convention, like very small run thing.
Yeah.
But you can pick it up
for like $2 on.
It was 99 cents for issue 1 when I posted.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was 50% off,
Nice.
and then the other ones are $2. It's not a
just buy the first one. Buy the first one and try to not want to read a second one.
Comic book poser, we can 100% say you should buy all of them because you are a wrestling fan.
Yes, comic book
you
poser,
will
yes,
love
it.
Is. Everyone else
print.
spend $1, find out if you like it. But if you're a wrestling fan, don't even think about it. Just go to Comixology, buy them all. You'll be happy. You'll love it. 100%. I will.
Yeah.
Not send you any. I was gonna give you a guarantee, but that'll be exploited really bad.
Yeah.
I wish we lived in a different world where I could be like, if you honestly don't like it, I will send you like $1.
Well, I mean, there's a thing called Venmo.
No, but I don't think. I mean, I just don't trust people enough to not be like, well, that was good, but I didn't like it.
You should be able to buy it and send it.
Yeah.
You should be able to give people codes.
I want to buy them.
Oh yeah.
It is good.
I'm trying to see if I don't know if they have.
It's so good. I'm glad you like it.
Single issues.
They have a 5th.
Oh, you can send as gift on Comixology.
Oh, cool! But he's already got the PDFs.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a place to actually buy them in print, but I don't see.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No.
So I bought my first digital book for a weekly book this week.
Was it Deceased?
No. It was Hawkeye Free Fall.
I say,
that's right.
Because it's only digital, correct?
It is only digital now.
So is the Deceased.
Yeah.
So is the Deceased.
Well, I think that's kind of like something slightly different. Like this was in print, and now the last 2 issues of it are only in digital.
They're not going to print.
Well, this is like a new arc of it, and it's their digital first. Yeah. So I guess if enough people buy it, then maybe they'll print it.
Well, they also just might do a trade.
Yeah. But they're $1. Was Hawkeye $1?
No. Hawkeye was.
It was $3.99, right?
No, it was $3.39 on Comixology. Because you get like the whatever discount price for new books. I just, I love the series and I like the author, so I figured I'd do it.
That's fine. No, I'm not saying that wasn't a bad.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised. Although the Deceased is very, it's $1, but it's very Injustice. Like it reads like it's a really it's a good thing it's only $1 because otherwise 5 minutes later you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I would be kind of mad if it was $3 or $4,
but these were my other 3 pickups.
Ooh, yeah, Deadly Class. Oh my God, it's still.
I still haven't read it.
Oh, it's still good.
I read Year Zero before we joined.
And then what was the one in the back?
Oh, it's Ludicrous.
It's so good. Have you read it yet?
I have not read that either.
It's really good. It's really. I picked it up because of Nat.
It's the new Kieran Gillen book, but apparently
What's up, Big Soul? Hey, yeah.
What is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's Obelisk, and I don't know. It's like 2 guys of like there was like an SNES game of it or something, but I don't know. I haven't read it yet. I've heard some people hate it. Apparently, there's a lot of big words in it.
Oh, I really.
Oh, I'm gonna wait.
Really? Are you serious? People didn't like it.
I mean, I heard one person say they didn't like it.
Oh, okay. I'm like, if it was like outright hate, I literally keep going up against everything.
I've literally heard one person talk about it, though,
okay.
besides Nat saying that she got it.
Okay. I really like it.
Yeah. I mean, I just picked it up.
Yeah.
It was like
it's super weird, but it's super fun. I liked it. It's fun. I want really weird right now. I don't want something bringing me down.
Ludicrats, yeah.
Ludicrats. Who that is?
Oh, it's only a 5. It's only gonna be 5.
And that's kind of why I picked it up too, because it's like, worst case, whatever.
Maybe I'll buy it.
Who that is?
Maybe I'll buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't looked at it, but I like the art on the cover. I mean,
that's what I'm looking at the cover right now, and I kind of like that
art.
I don't really know what it's about.
That art is good.
Dune and M-rated asterisk Oblex.
Yeah, I really like this art, and well, I think it maybe. Oh, yep, and there's penis right off the rip. Page 1, dick. It's behind the.
Then I'm definitely.
No, don't put it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I know. No, it's like it's butt.
We can't fix it in post.
Dick, yeah.
I can't fix this in post. I can't just kick you. I can kick you out of the stream.
Yeah.
That's the most I can fix in post.
Yeah, so I guess
this goes back to that technical difficulty screen.
Yeah.
I would say though the colors in this might be better than the art, just from those few page flips.
What I can do?
Maybe I'll just trade weighted it then. I don't know.
But I can't.
I feel like I'm buying too many. I feel like I'm buying too many because I've been like starved for books.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden it's gonna like kick back in gear, and I'm gonna just be like, just drowned in books, and
it's gonna be great.
Very upset. Yeah, not for the bank account. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd, can you see up in this little corner what I have?
I can't.
I just know metal. I just know metal is gonna just ruin it. It's just gonna be
what did
like.
You just? Oh, why'd you move me to? Am I still off to the side? I don't like that. That makes me hurtful.
That makes me hurtful.
That's great.
Is Philadelphia worth buying? I saw a Twitter post and was curious how it is so far. It is fantastic. It's amazing, and it is 100% worth the buy. And
I might have 2 copies
100%.
of the first issue.
Do we have a stretch goal on our subscribers now?
No,
we already have 100. Oh, okay.
It was because
was there a variant, Cole? Was there a variant?
No, I bought it on eBay, and then our shop said they had it, so I was like, well, I guess I'll just get another one. In worst case,
he ended up having one.
He had the first.
Oh, the first issue. Okay.
Yeah, he had the first, the second, and the 5th. He could get the 4th, but he couldn't get the 3rd. So I also bought the 3rd on eBay.
When I messaged him, he had all 5, but issue 3 was only the B cover.
Yeah. And then he had texted me like, "Oh, I guess we have the B cover because you said you didn't want it."
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we're probably both messaging him at the same time, and he's like, "Wow, this is a really hot book."
He literally responded, "LOL, your friend Nick literally just asked me this question 4 minutes ago."
Nice.
Beat you to it.
See, this is why I go to Tardies. I can't run into you guys and try to deal with the same crap.
To be fair,
but the problem is that if Comic Signal doesn't have anything, my first call is Tardies.
Yeah, but my first pull is from Tardies.
Yeah, that's true.
I have seen you at Comic Signal more than I've seen Nick at Comic Signal.
That one time?
Yep, I've never seen Nick because he always goes at lunch, and I usually go after work.
I'm like, it's only been once, right?
Yep.
I'm there at like open.
And it's when they weren't they? It was a special day because they had like artists there and stuff.
It was their 4th anniversary, maybe. So they had like an artist alley.
I went with my daughter because I was like home.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, I'm in ahead, and you're like, I'll go.
Yeah. I was like, why not?
Like, cool.
Yeah, I haven't heard a single person say anything bad about Philadelphia. I've only heard raving reviews.
Because there's no reason not to. It's the best.
So, it's one like when number 1 came out, I was like, ooh, that looks. Ooh. And then like every time another issue would come out, it's like I should probably be buying this.
Yeah, you should.
And then then I got to issue 5. I did forget about this one though. I read this.
Oh, nice. You finished?
Very, very good.
Mine's...
no. 2.
Okay. I got the text that mine's in. Because apparently, he said when he ordered it, he went to order 10 of them, but he didn't put the 0 and just ordered 1 of them. And since you asked for it first, he gave it to you.
I got the first one? Thank you, Don.
Yeah, because he texted like, oh, yeah, we got that in. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't go there.
It's so good.
I mean, I've got enough stuff in the back burner to read.
It's definitely like a younger audience, but it's really good.
Yeah, I think those size books tend to be.
Yeah,
you mean the
it's
book
definitely
ones?
a good kid for
good kid
for kids to read.
Good kid
for.
Yeah, good kid for.
Kid read good.
Much like
kid read good book.
Much like iced animal crackers. They're very good for kids.
My daughter
but good for adults too.
Yeah, my daughter's gonna be real pissed when there's no more left.
Yeah. One thing she does also is that all crackers and all cookies are called cracker cookies.
Aw.
And sometimes pretzels become cracker cookies, and you have to be like, well, what cracker cookie do you want? And then she'll just say like blue. I don't know what that means. So
why use many word when few word do good?
Few word do trick.
Yeah.
I also read this.
I was gonna say, what else have we read? Oh my god. Yep.
This is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Like I think I saw it and I was just like, I won't get it. But man, so the art is Dan Mora, who did Klaus. I don't know how you say it. But it's like, yeah, it's pretty much like this weird Grant Morrison. Santa Claus is kind of like, it's if Santa Claus were in an Assassin's Creed video game and it was a story, but the art was fantastic.
Don't use metaphor that I'll never get to experience.
Yeah, and he does the art for this, so like, man, the art is, I mean, awesome. I mean, this is just like, pretty much saying that it's issue 1, but it's like, I don't know. But yeah, it's
in future.
So awesome. It's kind of like King Arthur comes back to life. There's all these like weird things that you have to get, and it's, you know, I mean, it's very into that. Apparently, I didn't realize this. It was supposed to be just this book, and it got so much hype that now they're starting to do the other one. That's why like the last issue ends, and they're like, here's the new one.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, I was blown away, and I guess like, you know, Kieran Gillen isn't like super like hard to get into necessarily, but sometimes he goes into like weird deep dives where this is like pretty. I mean, I don't think you really need to know much to get into this book.
No.
And like, it's not really like, there's not like world building per se. I mean, for how like big of stuff there is, there's no real like world building or anything.
I'm assuming Comic Book Poser is a Once and Future fan. And that's what he was commenting on.
Oh, yeah. And I know, yeah, because Nat originally she had mentioned something about it. So I was like, huh? Well, and it was, you know, it was one of those books where I was like, hey, a lot of people have said good things. Our shop's not getting comics. Like, do you guys have this trade? And they're like, sure, cool.
Oh, it's a trade?
I just grabbed the trade, yeah.
Is it a 4 or 6 issue?
It's 6. I'm pretty sure.
No,
it's Image?
It is Boom.
No, it's Boom.
Shoot. I was hoping it was Image and it was only gonna be like $10.
It's $16.99.
I would say it's still under 20.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not bad.
But yeah, I mean, it's cheaper than it would be.
Yes, I have read Die. Die is awesome.
I
love Die.
I love Die.
I have read Die.
I believe we went deep. Isn't this how we got into multiple other discussions?
I was kind of cold on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think people that like tabletop games are more likely to like this.
Because this is how we've gotten deep into talking about tabletop games because of Die.
I don't know that it was inaccessible. I mean, I like understand what D&D is.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I don't think I like missed anything because I haven't played D&D, but I could understand why maybe you would appreciate it more. But I still thought I could enjoy it.
I really liked it, but I don't know.
I really like WrestleTopia.
Yeah, you guys don't really love it, which makes sense why I like it a lot.
I love Die.
Oh, okay. There's always 2. There must be 2.
Yeah, there's only 2. There can only be 2.
Yeah, that's how Highlander works, right?
And I guess I also started 52 until I read Infinite Crisis. Went into 52.
I don't know.
Well, I kind of stopped reading it because you guys were like, let's do Injustice. And I was like, wow, this is super quick. Or 52 is not necessarily, it's not a big book to take in, but it's not nearly as quick as that book. But the one thing that I did notice in that is the way they use Black Adam. It's kind of similar to like what you're saying about Superman and Injustice, where and I mean, sorry, this is a random spoiler, but it's not really that big of a deal. He
For
just
52?
rips a dude in half.
Yep, because
Like,
he can.
And he's like, he's a criminal. You guys didn't do anything. Woof, rips him in half, and it's like tight.
Yep. Okay.
And I've always had this weird, like, I don't know why, but one of the first books I bought when I came back into comics was like this random Black Adam run. It was like a 6-part series. It came out in probably like 2008, like right before New 52.
Nice.
And I was like,
you're just a big Black Adam fan. I
just like him, but I've never read any Shazam.
When you started that thought, I thought you were gonna say, I just really like it when people get ripped in half.
Yeah, I love dudes that rip dudes in half.
I just love ripping in half people. It's just great. Poor Frankenstein. Yeah. Poor guy.
Do I want to buy Jeff Lemire Green Arrow Volume 4?
Sure.
Nah.
It's
only $7.
Are you shopping right now?
Yeah.
God damn it, Nick.
Yeah. These guys talk about dudes ripping dudes in half. I'm gonna shop.
Well, he's talking about some trade, and I was gonna check it out. And then I remembered that I was gonna try to find a good copy of Sweet Tooth because I haven't read it.
I've got the hardcover volume 1. I read it, and then it was like, I think I just bought, like, I brought that and Why the Last Man with me to like on a like Christmas trip.
Nice.
And I read Sweet Tooth, then I read Why the Last Man. I'm like, well, I have to finish this one.
Yeah. Totes.
And that's kind of where Sweet Tooth ended for me. I mean, I think it was really good. I just never really gave it a chance because it was like, I've got so much other stuff to read right now.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
13 plus $8 shipping. Wow.
Oh my God, Nick, stop shopping. Jesus Christ. At least if you're going to shop,
books, man.
Make a few options and let the chat decide what you're going to buy.
Well, that's what I was trying to find out, if there was anything ending really soon that I could get.
If you're going to do something, at least have the chat involved in making your decision for you.
Well, there's nothing good ending right now.
I'm still proud of you, bud.
What should Nick buy?
What should I buy?
I think that you should buy.
Don't listen to him.
All of Unnatural.
It is good.
Unnatural.
And then leave it open on your bed so your wife sees it.
For sure. And your teenage kids will be a fan.
Man, I'm not gonna lie though, that book, Nick said like it's actually not that bad.
And
I had like a Hoopla credit, so I was like, all right, I'll read this. And I felt really weird reading it, but after I finished the last issue in the trade, I was like, man, I kind of want to check out that next one. I want
to know what's going on.
I mean, that wolf dude is pretty handsome with his eyes.
It's all about the wolf dude.
He is. and his other things.
And all of the other stuff, yeah. His eyes are super handsome. That's why I watch it. Yeah, totally. That's the eyes.
His big throbbing eyes.
Yes, they're big and veiny eyes.
Yeah, but the whole time too that I was reading it, I remember like laying on my side in bed. So if my wife like ever looked over, it wouldn't.
Every time she moves, you like shut the screen off.
No, I'm sleeping. It's fine.
Yeah,
Cole's like, I'm watching porn. I swear.
It's just normal stuff. It's humans. Humans are having sex on my screen. I don't want you to see it. Trust me, they're humans.
Yeah.
You said humans one too many times.
Has anyone in the hold on? I don't have my chat open there. Has anyone else read Unnatural? From who's it from?
Image.
I mean, who wrote it? Is it the person that's writing Mercy?
I don't know. This isn't my arena.
It is Marca.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Marca and Dolfo.
Yeah.
Oh, that is. Is that?
Yeah, they're Italian. They wrote Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, DC Comics Bombshell.
She's really good. Yeah.
You're welcome, comic book poser.
You're welcome. Okay.
Oh man, That musical episode, I think, is pretty good. Granted, I got to the part where they like played D&D, and then like I switched cable companies, and they no longer had the CW, and I was pretty butthurt about it. And then I just kind of forgot about Riverdale. Sorry, he's talking about Riverdale. I like Riverdale. It's a pretty good show.
I guess it's a good time for us to take a break. You can just do a monologue about Riverdale.
So it starts off. There's this guy. He's got red hair.
I'm gonna
His name's
recap the
Archie.
whole thing.
He's handsome. His dad is Jungle Boy's father in real life.
Luke Perry.
I think so.
It's called Luke Perry. And if you don't know if the guy's Luke Perry, fuck you. Because that's goddamn Luke Perry.
Yeah, it's him. Oh, and his mom is that girl from that movie 16 Candles.
Molly Ringwald.
Yep. I just like you to be the answer guy.
You asshole. These are important people.
Damn, it is on Netflix. I know most of it is. I know that you can, I think, watch some of the episodes on CW's website, but I heard it's garbage.
Isn't Riverdale on Netflix? Oh, yeah. It's Riverdale on Netflix, but it's other things on other platforms. I got the asterisk now. So Archie, plays Archie?
Some dude.
Okay, nobody we know.
I don't think anyone.
Not Luke Perry's son, Jungle Boy.
He's the biggest person in
He's
the
the biggest person. He's not that big of a guy. Everyone's real small.
You know what I mean. Oh, I lied.
Gotcha.
Jughead is Cole Spruce, who you might know from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
That was after my Disney Channel times, unfortunately.
Yeah, but that is I mean, obviously the only reason I know that he is a person is because my name's Cole, and people's like, this guy's also named Cole, and he's famous.
Neat. Nick gets that all the time. It's really annoying, I'm sure, for him. There's so many famous... Nick Carter... Nick Cannon.
Yeah, they're like, oh, are you related to Nick Carter?
If you watch...
No, Nick Cannon is probably the one that you get the most.
Nick Cannon, yeah. Yeah,
if
that
you
too.
watch,
They're like, you look a lot like Nick Cannon.
Because you have the same first name, so you must be related.
Yeah.
It's first. That's how it works.
So there's these two guys I work with, both named Justin, and I was like, man, you guys are both called Justin. Does anyone get you confused? And like, obviously, like, these two dudes look nothing alike. And one of them goes, well, the other Justin was in an email, and somebody asked if I was going to that thing, but really he was. And I was like, this is awkward. I just tried to be a weird guy making a weird comment.
I was
and
just
this
trying
guy
to be
took
silly.
Yeah. If you watch 13 Reasons, a character from that is also in that show.
Oh, isn't that asshole the Flash guy in that? No?
What? No.
Oh, he just
13
looks
Reasons?
like him. Never mind.
I don't know if that's true. Maybe.
Isn't the Flash actor people being really upset? Isn't he being an idiot?
He choked some fan or like.
Oh,
it's.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
everybody's gonna forget. It's
holy
fine.
shit.
Nobody cares.
I just knew
that
he was bugging him or something, and he was like, and then everyone, but that was I already forgot all about that.
I mean, the Snyder Cut will come out
until you said something.
Yeah, that's what what brought him back to my memory is the fact that I'm really excited for the Snyder Cut Justice League.
Yeah,
because director's cut Watchmen is
so good.
It's so much better than theatrical release. Snyder knows how to edit, y'all, when he doesn't have to do all of the work, y'all.
Yeah.
Which I read something too that he's spending $30 million on reshoots that don't involve any of the actors.
That's cool. Can't be true. That just can't be true.
I don't know. It was like a glimpse.
To do
what?
I didn't
actually.
I heard it was going to be 10 to 20 million total
to edit it. Yeah, to make it happen. That makes sense. Unless they're going to enhance Dr. Manhattan's penis, I don't see the point.
They're like, we got to get it just right.
Yeah, we could spend 10 million just on getting this penis down. We need to accelerate penis CGI.
There's one thing that's good. It's the CGI penis.
And Jughead's dad was the Ghostface killer in Scream? Whoa. I read 20 million. That's still
20
a
million,
lot. That's
but
still
total.
a lot.
That was
But
total
for editors and doing all the things and which is a
It
lot
seems
cheaper.
it'll
It's
be
a lot
interesting.
cheaper than a brand new movie.
I heard it also could be released as like a 5-part thing instead of a film.
That's dumb.
I don't know.
That's a bad
Yeah,
idea. They have that much extra footage to make it a mini series.
They were saying it's going to be 4.5 hours, dude.
Just let me have 4.5 hours. I'll sit down. I got beer.
I mean, I'll take like a 2-parter, I guess.
No, I'll just take an intermission. Yeah, give me 2 parts.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
fine.
take a part 1, part 2.
Yeah, don't do 4.5 hours over 5 parts. Then it's less than an hour per part, and I'm just gonna wait until they're all out and just watch them all in a row.
Part two, I would assume would start with Black Suit Superman.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
probably a good median point. He ends up
weirdly enough. Part 1 would end with it.
Yeah, or weirdly enough, that's a half hour in, and there's 4 hours.
Yeah.
After that.
Like, wow.
This is really accelerating.
He really liked that suit.
Yeah, man, that was like all he was pushing for. That's all he wanted. I want 4 hours of Black Suit Superman.
And he's not even really doing anything. He's just kind of like just standing there with his Superman pose.
And everything's in slow-mo. And everything's in really super slow motion.
Hopefully he has.
Flash walks by and he just turns his head.
But Flash runs by and it's so slow-mo. Flash is going slow.
Yeah. Oh,
I love it.
But no, that'll be good. I'm really excited for HBO.
I would die for Marvel to give me some director's cuts, different things during this time of some of the more classic Marvel movies that are maybe a little more dated than Endgame. Like Endgame, I think is really solid. Give me like an Ultron director's cut. I think that'd be cool. Give me the first Avengers. Give me Iron Man 3 director's cut. Be like, I want them to own up and be like, we're going to take the ones that aren't so great and see if we can make them better.
Make Thor 2 any... You can make Thor...
Dark World?
Make Thor 2 any... You couldn't make it any worse.
It couldn't be worse. You could cut out an hour of the movie and make it better, so you don't even have to add anything to it.
Right.
Yeah, we just did a super cut. It's 15 minutes long. It's pretty good.
It's only
we just made it shorter.
It's only fight scenes.
It's 45 minutes long.
And when we added in this weird 15-minute monologue or like shower scene.
And it's just overweight
Natalie Portman.
And it's overweight Thor talking to Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
It's not there's no continuity whatsoever.
No, I'm in. It's my new favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, man. That would be really
I'm pretty excited because we signed up for HBO Max, so we have HBO Go.
Yeah.
Right now, and they just put Joker on like last night. So
cool.
The option was to either start Westworld or watch Joker, and Jesse wanted to start Westworld, so we did that.
That's fair. Season 1 of Westworld is amazing.
There's a Westworld right there.
Is that Dolores?
Yeah, Westworld is really good.
Is that her
name? The first season, the first season I love. The second season I got like 6 episodes in, and I was just like, okay, maybe I don't like this anymore.
I didn't even finish season 2.
No?
But I've heard people...
Maybe we'll just watch season 1 then.
I want to.
I want to push through. Season 1 of that, I thought like once it ends, like that could just be a show that's done and they never do anything else with, and it would be amazing.
It would have been
that's probably what they should have done.
It would have been an all-time classic if it would have ended there. It would have been one of those shows where you're just like, what do you think happens after that? And it would have been just good discussion. Now it's like, oh, we know what happened after that.
Oh, but we know what happens, and it wasn't very good.
It wasn't as good. Oh, man. Hey!
Sam never finished season 2 either.
Is this a thing?
There it is.
It is.
It is.
My brother finished it, and I think he said it was a struggle.
Man,
has anyone seen season 3, and is it worth struggling through season 2?
Has it started?
Yeah, it was on the thing.
That exists. I always meant to catch up and then just see if season 3 was better.
It had the little drop down option. Let me sign in real quick and see.
I keep wanting to say spoilers, but you're literally watching season 1.
Well, I've seen season 1.
Oh, okay.
But Jesse has not.
I don't want to do spoilers also for.
Yeah, well, but I watched it live too, so like now I can't like remember what's about to happen, but then when it happens, it's like, oh yeah,
yeah. Also, one of like the best intros. It's such a Netflix style intro, but I love it.
Yeah,
it's so
really
good. All like the knitting of the DNA and like the
and so I Know This Much Is True is on there, which is a Mark Ruffalo film that looks really good too.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Ruffalo knows how to make a movie that's not a box office hit.
Yeah. No, I can't find it. Oh, because it's all.
I will be peeing soon.
Just do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, do it while I'm trying to find Westworld. I found it.
Cool.
I'm gonna go on a Riverdale map.
Oh, perfect.
Season 3. So they're up to season 3, episode 8 of Westworld.
I'll just do my pants check. Pants.
I gotta.
Cole's in shorts.
I have hot pants on. I'm wearing hot pants.
Oh, hot pants.
I consider wearing my Brock Lesnar sweatpants, but I didn't. Man.
Also, I'm sad that no one's told me how good I look, because guys, come look how good I look.
Come see how good he looks.
Nick said he was wearing his tux, so I was like, shoot.
Which I did.
And he did.
I did.
I knew he was trolling in some way, so I just went for
my wedding, which was I think 15 years ago.
This crushed velvet dark purple is from
This
my
is an old shirt. Yeah, it's an old shirt,
mine
man.
Is not old.
Still fits.
My shirt. This shirt is like stealing liquor out of the cabinet.
All right, I'm gonna go pee.
All right, we're proud of you though.
Thank you.
Did Cole, you have to know, I heard that there was something new coming from, maybe it was just a trade from the criminal guy.
Yeah, there's that third one of the... So it's really weird because those trades that have come out...
Yeah.
I have one of them upstairs that my wife, by the way, those trades, she loves the covers and it's like we went into Vault of
I do too.
And she was like, because I have all my heroes used to be junkies.
Yeah.
And that one was not part of Criminal, but I thought that the second one that was pink with the old dude's face on was actually part of Criminals. Granted, I could be wrong.
That's all I pulled, and then I dropped it.
Man, I mean, it's a 12. I mean, if you like crime stuff, I love that book. I read it. Like, I loved it. It's good. I mean, there's places to go back to because there's like 7 or 8 more trades out there, I think. But
yeah, I might go to trades or something.
Yeah, I don't know, because that one, the one thing that was kind of weird about that run, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, is it kind of went in between a few stories too, which is...
Well, isn't like the first trade, like Bad Weekend, is like issues 2 through 5?
Yeah,
and then the next trade is like issues 1, 6, 7 or something. Like it like jumps around a little bit.
Yeah, but I love it. I mean, I like that book. I think it's a good book. I think it's a pretty like easy. If you like crime stuff, read that book. I mean, if you like, what is it? It's Brubaker and Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two dudes. If they're writing a book together, like I'll probably get it because it's probably deals with crime, and I'm probably gonna be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people might have hated Kill or Be Killed, but I enjoyed it. That was like I think one of the first books that I kind of started pulling.
And that was one that I almost had on my last order too, because I've heard good things about that too.
Yeah, I mean it's small. It's like 22. It's 20 issues, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kane Paul. It is okay. Better late than never, my friend.
Yeah, what's going on, man? What have you read this week?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about Injustice earlier. We talked Deceased. Also, I'm just gonna kind of maybe talk. Like, did you hear anything about this Year Zero? Because it's from AWA, which I think stands for Authors, Writers, Artisans.
Or artists.
Yeah. Did you hear about like what?
I remember seeing, because there were so few comics coming out, and I remember seeing the cover on like a previews page or something. And I remember hearing that it was like a zombie book or something, and I was ready to pull it, and then I just kind of decided not to at the last minute because
so
it
I'm
just
kind of bummed, but I think they showed in here. They had a wraparound cover that I did not get.
Did he have those at Comic Signal?
I would assume maybe, but that one looks tight. But pretty much it's about like it's 5 different stories that take place right before the zombie apocalypse like kind of hits, or like as it's hitting. So like one of them's like a little boy, one of them's like an assassin, I think. There's like
Each
a
issue
dude.
is going to be different.
No, each issue has 5 stories going in. One of them's like a soldier.
Oh.
And then there's one that is like a doomsday prepper, and then there's like people in like Antarctica or some polar area. But it's kind of like you see these 5 different stories of how people deal with it. I just,
Is it all contained in one? Like that's like it starts and finishes, or now those 5 are going to go in the next one?
Yeah, I think it's they're like you just kind of get these clippets. So it's usually like 2 to 3 pages per character.
Okay.
The art kind of, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to like open up and just show a little bit of the art here without, I mean, here's the first page, but in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of like the art from like, and this is a bad page to prove it, but others might ruin stuff. It reminds me of like the art from Candyman a little bit, where people are like definitely look real, but like kind of have this different like look to them. I really liked it. This was the only book I've read so far this week, just because it was something different that I knew you guys probably wouldn't read. But it's been Benjamin Percy and Romano Rosanas.
And what's it called again?
Year Zero. But
Year
yeah, I
Zero.
mean, it's.
I'm just gonna look it up on.
From what I heard, I don't know much about AWA, but I think they actually started like a few months maybe before this. I could be completely wrong. So if there's anyone out there that's watching that knows about AWA that can still spend a little bit more, but I think that they kind of started like a few months ago, which like that probably sucks for a time to start creating comics.
Yeah, AWA Studios.
Hey, Kane Paul, what's up?
Year Zero, The Resistance, Red Border, Archangel 8, Marriott Hotel. Oh, is this the hotel is coming out of too?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I really liked Hotel. Did either of you guys read that one?
No, I was thinking about asking for it.
Hotel Hell.
Didn't.
If you,
well, it's
yeah,
Hotel.
Yeah.
No,
Hotel. If you,
yeah, it's great.
if you like Ice Cream Man, you should pick that book up.
Cool.
Yeah. I would say it's like Ice Cream Man, like, but a notch above, like a take it up a level.
Like you're saying, already one issue in, it's better than Ice Cream Man, or you're saying?
I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying content. Like,
if you like it,
I would say it's like, yeah, like turned up a notch as far as maybe adult type theme. I mean, Ice Cream Man is pretty graphic and stuff.
That's very adult themed. If you like Ice Cream Man,
but
you're reading.
I think Hotel is just a little bit more.
Sure, but I think if you're already okay with Ice Cream Man, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So in just a moment, we will be we're gonna change directions because for those that were here last week, you'll remember that we had Comic Book Poser talking about a rant he would like to have about Marvel. And
oh boy.
We are going to invite him in to give us a Marvel rant because it's not our field of expertise. This it's a small indie publisher named Marvel. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have him join us, and we're gonna get a little time with the Marvel.
So I think.
So what is it? We got Comic Book Poser coming on.
Comic Book Poser's coming on.
So I have the most Marvel books in my pull list with 6, but of those 6, I don't think Champions is a thing anymore. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man definitely isn't a thing anymore. Hawkeye Free Fall's a mini. Moon Knight's not currently running. So that's 4 of 6. The other 2 books are Immortal Hulk and Guardians of the Galaxy. and I don't even know. Like, I haven't read Guardians in a while. I am caught up on Immortal Hulk. It was like awesome, but
Immortal Hulk is fantastic. I love
yeah, I think
that.
it's been going down a little bit, but
It's a great run overall. And I always have Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, and I dropped Avengers. So I guess I have 2 Marvel books that are always on rotation.
Cool.
yeah,
Kane Paul wants to know how the brats turned out.
oh, the brats were very good. Awkward thing, I smoked them longer than I normally would. The uh the casing was very snappy, so it was
Sounds
hard
awesome
to
to me.
eat it with a bun, but when I sliced it up
Yeah, you got
and like ate it and dipped it in like barbecue, perfect. Yeah, like my wife was like, I don't think my teeth are as good as yours. And she's like eating this brat and unable to like crack through the casing.
Well, thank you for joining us, Comic Book Poser.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. I'm very excited to hear this Marvel rant.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I was incredibly drunker than I am right now.
All right, take some shots. I'm going to virtually send you some of my bourbon.
Yeah. Woof.
Gonna sit back.
Nick's gonna keep shopping.
That's what he does.
Or should I'm trying to find a cool variant cover of Year Zero that make Cole jealous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my shop only had red border, so I think I've got to go hunt down Year Zero online.
There we go.
So here's why Marvel is pissing me off. Part of it's all around their digital release model, like where I think that DC is doing right, which is something that's incredibly challenging for me to say. It's DC is doing it right because they're releasing like originals that aren't going to show up in print. And I've, subscribed to some books that have straight up been like canceled after a 3rd issue,
Ugh.
which sucks. But where I'm frustrated is, I'm not a trade waiter, like you are. That I very much am, buying a lot of floppies, and my trade collection has insanely grown over the course of this quarantine. But I have gone out and like y'all have talked about, I think Cole has the singles and the compendium of Saga, right? That there are some of those sets. Oh, that's you, my bad.
Yep.
But I know like there are those special books that you'll double down on. And I think where I'm frustrated is if I like literally the 4 books that Marvel released on the 13th were all on my pull list. So Zeb Wells' Ant-Man, Avengers of the Wasteland, Ghost Spider, which was something that I was reading with my 4-year-old, and Ravencroft, which is a fucking Arkham Asylum ripoff. Like those were all on my pull, and where I'm frustrated with Marvel is not so much the, it's we're launching them digitally now. It's the you can buy them now, and maybe the books that are going digital only will show up in trade, later on.
That sucks.
The most frustrating part is, I have, aside from buying a book on like Amazon during the quarantine, I have been buying exclusively from my LCS, a place called Rad Raptor that's up in like Aden, Michigan.
Woo, Rad Raptor.
I don't even know where Aiden is.
They had some cool shit. Like I've been buying from local shops or from the vendors that have been promising the percentage back in the same way that y'all have. So I think what pisses off a lot is that last week's 4 books is $20 that would have gone to my shop, or $10 after the 50-50 split that now just goes directly to Marvel, and it's money that they're losing. And I think the title that I'm the most frustrated with, like, I don't know how long they were planning on the Ant-Man or the Avengers of the Wastelands run, but Free Fall pisses me off a lot because you had 2 books left.
Yeah.
And I think that's hands down the most frustrating. And I think the other thing that's weird in looking at what came out this week, I started reading some of the Iron Man 2020 stuff, which ultimately made it off my list because it expanded far more than I cared. But like, Arno Stark is evil. You found out that Tony Stark physically died quite a while ago, but his AI, like his consciousness was uploaded into AI, and then it's linking into a bunch of interesting titles that Marvel blows the dust off of every now and then. But I think it's weird that Ironheart #1 got put on the shelf, and where that one frustrates me is I know a little bit about Ironheart, and I think it's kind of messed up that Marvel is only digitally releasing like the book that has, one of the 3 books that have prominent characters of color or a prominent woman of color. That my inner wokeness gets mad at Marvel. But I think that it just makes me mad in terms of the way I collect, or it's money out of my shop's pocket and straight into theirs. And Marvel doesn't need that $4. They got Disney money. They got business daddy cash behind it, and that soured me a bit. And
that's totally reasonable. The fact that Source Point Press, Amazing Action Comics, TKO Studios, they can all somehow, even though they're independent publishers, can give back to the local comic book shops, and this enormous Disney publisher backed can't even give them not even throw them 15%, 20% goes back to your local is crazy. Nothing. Because honestly, you know what would make me buy those right now is if they were like, you know what, 100% of these digital runs is going to go towards your local comic book store.
Oh yeah,
I'd be going hell yeah, Marvel, what up? And they did the complete opposite.
I would probably buy Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
me.
Yeah.
And I get that all of those books are towards the bottom of their moneymaker list. So why don't you, instead of just publishing them digitally, delay until normal production picks up in, maybe September when everybody's lists looks like they're growing.
Yep. Yeah.
But that pissed me off a lot. And that's why, it was going to the shop this week for me was weird. 'Cause the one book that was there from my entire pull list was Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen #10.
Yeah.
And then I just went in and grabbed everything else. And I know DC was able to kind of up their publication game in ahead of Marvel because they, more publicly sparred with Diamond and created their own distributors, which
they must have been very ready to do that.
Yeah.
It must have been something they already had in the works, and they're like, let's do this.
Yeah. Hey, remember when we were going to plan on doing this in September?
Yeah.
Can you guys make it go live ASAP?
Let's do this now.
I've heard that they're going to go back to Diamond, though, for general publishing.
We'll see. I think they will as they now, because I feel like this is something they were already working on, but they're not ready to go full steam.
Right.
And I don't think I ever expected them to go fully off of Diamond. I could just see it being...
I don't need to, but just use them for one region.
Yep, exactly.
But I think...
Or they're use Diamond for overseas, and then...
Yeah.
Or even they might just do their smaller books. out of their own stuff,
Yeah.
where they can mess around with stuff
Like-
that maybe take a risk on, like, hey, let's just make Animal Man his own thing again.
Shut up.
But give him a terrible. I
Shut
love
up.
Animal Man.
No,
man.
I do too. Shut up. I'm
I
saying
know.
don't,
now I gotta
don't
pull,
even
now I
make
got
me
another
think of
book
that.
I gotta pull. Now I
But,
gotta pull another book.
They're
Damn
still
it.
going through Diamond now, because that's like, my shop is very, very small, and he only does business through Diamond, and I think
Yeah.
it might be a question of, are they full scale with some of their stuff through through their satellite publishers and light on others?
Yeah.
Because I think there were 1 or 2 DC books that came out in the last 2 weeks that Jason didn't have, and I'm wondering if it's because he's
They were non. Yeah, it was. There was a Flash.
Yep.
There was a Flash, a Green Lantern.
753 Flash, Green Lantern,
Green
season
Lantern
2,
3.
episode 3.
Baskets full of heads. I think there was a new one of those.
Yeah, the Joe Hill. Yeah, the Joe Hill.
So that explains why I didn't get my Green Lantern 3.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Because
There
in
it is.
Michigan,
Yep.
y'all are still in like the East Coast territory, and they like
Yeah.
while you are
Hey, yeah, and Justice League
Midwest-
Justice League
44.
44.
yeah
Yep, there's the other one.
I had all my books sitting
Yeah.
over here, so
like
I just figured I'd check them out.
y'all are Midwest adjacent, but
Well, we are Midwest.
We are Midwest.
We're super Midwest.
Look at any.
We say "ope."
We say
oh,
oh,
wag,
Yeah, I don't like what I mean.
it's pop, bitches.
Midwest is. I mean, Ohio is Midwest.
no, I disagree with that. Ohio
Midwest
is the
is like
asshole of
Michigan,
America.
Ohio, Illinois,
Is someone
Indiana.
a U of M fan?
Michigan, we're basically Canadian, is what it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We're north.
We're not really.
We're north.
There it is.
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah.
We're just going down to the G shop trying to avoid the mooses.
Yeah, I remember you.
Oh, Lois Lane
Oh,
10.
good.
And Lois
Lois Lane.
Lane.
So good.
Yeah.
That's another one that I've been pulling. Like,
Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane are the best things that come out of Superman in a decade.
Man, I'm so bummed that I
It's
I
so
thought
good.
I added Jimmy Olsen. I got the first 2 issues and I thought I added it to my pull list, but I didn't. And then when I saw it, when I looked at the shelf and I was like, and it's issue 7. I don't know if I'm getting I just
Dude,
want to
it's worth,
buy
it's worth the
I mean, it
investment, but
definitely is,
just
but,
trade weight at this point.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
well, and
Uh,
what
I mean,
was
it's Chip
weird-
Zdarsky, right?
No,
Oh, is it Matt Fraction?
Lois Lane.
No. Lois Lane
Jimmy
is Greg
Olsen?
Rucka.
Oh.
Jimmy Olsen.
No, it's Lieber, and
There you go.
it might be Matt Fraction.
It might be
Yeah.
Matt Fraction.
I think it's Fraction.
Bidsoul, comic book poser. I don't know if you're looking at the chat. Bidsoul ordered 1 through 5, and he's very hyped now. And-
Philadelphia. Nice.
Yes, and he
Yeah.
has
Oh,
0
and-
Marvel.
That lets me. So I made
Oh.
a video earlier this week,
Oh,
getting
yeah. Oh, did we
an
get to see him?
unknown package in the mail.
Yeah.
But I interviewed Rodney Barnes and was freaking out the whole time, and he sent me. I haven't.
Woo-hoo.
I've not seen any of these variant covers.
That's
come-
3B.
Nice. Yeah. Oh my god. So good. Oh,
So
Those
I've
are
got
nice.
the variants of
so good.
2 through 5, and then
Nice.
the limited run is, I think it's a limited run of 5 that Shaq was tweeting out about
Nice.
from like a shop in somewhere in the UK. I might have paid $24 for a variant cover, so I'm
It
I'm
happens.
okay with that.
What are you
but
gonna do?
It happens.
I am not that big into vampire stuff. And this book, it hooked me. Like, the only 2 vampire things that I've enjoyed out of everything that I've kind of tried are Philadelphia and then Morbius, the living vampire.
Morbius is dope.
I read a little bit of that. When they
But-
announced the movie, I read like an arc.
Where's
Yeah.
Blade? What about Blade?
If you want something fun, there is a book called Vampironica
Oh my god.
that is Archie Veronica Vampire. I
What?
definitely
What isn't
stuff
there
that
of
book.
Archie and Jughead that isn't also another genre that has.
That's what
awesome.
I was really close to ordering the Scott Snyder vampire, American Vampire.
Vampire?
American.
No, American Vampire.
Yeah.
There's
I've
also,
never seen that.
Omnibus. I still might order it.
I
really,
remember
it just looks like a book
looking
I
at the
should have.
art of I Vampire and not liking it.
This is a deep cut from New 52, the whole I Vampire thing. I really liked it a lot. I don't think there was too many people.
that you didn't like just Dustin Wynn's art in it?
Yeah, screw you.
He did the art in that? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess
he did pencils at least.
Yeah.
Well, that's I don't yeah, because he normally does like water, so he does colors too. Usually, I would assume.
Yeah.
That came in the mail.
Oh,
that's
shit.
252 #1.
I haven't seen that. I have that in my storage behind Saga. Right.
That came in. I can't remember if that was in a random auction box on eBay.
This is my local comic book store that I did a photo shoot for, and I love it. But
it looks.
They're opening their doors on Wednesday.
Tuesday. Oh yeah,
Tuesday.
I thought you said Tuesday.
Cool. I won't be there, but I'm happy for them.
That's been the other sad part for me was, since I was on the store's podcast, I would get to thumb through my stack on Tuesday night to pick what I wanted to talk about.
Nice.
But the other thing that kind of sucks now is that Diamond has pushed back the early release. So like my shop used to open at 11 on Wednesdays because he would have everything laid out and, filed and ready to go for Wednesday. But because of the no more day early shipping, he's opening at 2. And even though there was so little stuff to come in, he had to move so quickly on Wednesday that he had to close the store on Thursday because he fucked up his back.
Fuck.
And I texted him and I was like, I mean, if you need someone to help, at least heft boxes and then I won't ruin anything, I can do that. But
the muscle man.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing that sucks is just the speed rush of not knowing if you have folks who are going to show up at the ass crack of the shop opening on Wednesdays going, I need new books now, okay, bye.
Yeah. Well, I know the one issue we have with ours, and it is just an issue for me because I'm lazy or I sometimes play D&D on Wednesday nights, so I try not to leave because it's I have after work this hour and a half to spend time with my family, and our shop doesn't open until 3 on Thursday. So it's if I miss out on getting my books on Wednesday,
really?
Yeah, they don't open until 3.
Oh, I didn't know that because I'm always there on Wednesday. My issue with them is that they're not open on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I know most books don't come out till Wednesday, but it's still all the time on Mondays. It's I just want to go pick up a book or something, and it's they're closed. It's damn.
Yeah, mine's closed on Monday too, but he's open the rest of the week.
Well, and then when DC started putting books out on Tuesday,
they were
with the other publisher. They opened one day on Tuesday, and it was all right, this is cool, but he has another job, I think. So
he's a pharmacist, and his joke that he likes to tell is when people ask what he does, he says he's a legal drug pusher, and apparently first grade teachers don't like that answer.
That's a classic. My uncle says my uncle says the same thing.
It must be a pharmacist thing.
Uh-huh.
So that's
funny.
Rant that Business Daddy is not doing right by shops, and
Daddy,
everything that you listed, and then Mad Cave, as I've kind of been diving into more of their stuff, they set up a GoFundMe for shops, and it was wild to me that some of the heavy hitting creators who raised a ridiculous amount of money during those creators for comics auctions, that couldn't put pressure on, DC or Marvel to kind of help the sense of community. And I think I was watching Lost in Comics a couple weeks ago when they had Chris Barkum on, where he talked about kind of the disjunct between the consumer and the company, and I think you see that from the actions of DC and Marvel in spades during this, where everybody else who has, you know, a fraction of the budget that DC or Marvel does, you know, or even like I don't think I saw Image do anything.
Nope.
Or
Image,
Aftershock.
Image released a bunch of free issues.
Yeah.
But that's not
on their website.
not supporting
but
local.
Yeah. It's supporting customers, I guess.
And I mean,
that's getting them to buy more for them. That just benefits them.
They also did like a Ice Cream Man $1 digital only thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but then that went to
the mini series thing.
All of that money went to funding, I think, right?
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's, you know, one of the questions that I've asked you all and everybody that I've interviewed is, you know, about the sense of community. And I think you're seeing all of the smaller publishers, right? Everybody outside of DC, Marvel, Image, you know,
Dark Horse
doing something, right? The reason why I have all of the Source Point stuff that I do now is because when Free Comic Book Day was yeeted out of existence, they were like, hold my beer, we got this, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I was compelled to spend as much money as I was getting in free product from them, right? The only reason I've got TKO or Black Mask is because I don't feel guilty buying from someone else that's not a local shop.
Yep.
And it's different, you know, spending money on those small publishers, but still that sense of guilt is there. It's something that I know my shop can get, right? Some of the reasons why I haven't tracked down a couple of the Source Point titles I'm intrigued in is because it was like one of the two that my shop carried, and I was just, it was off my radar at the time. So I get that all of these benevolent actions were good in terms of marketing for these companies, but it, you know, it's showing the community who you should throw money to or support. And I think that will be what I think could be the biggest game changer coming out of all of this, is that Marvel will still make their money, DC will still make their money, but I think instead of worrying about everybody else as a lesser or an independent publisher, I think you're going to see folks fire up, you know, their sales in other areas because they found a market, they hooked people with free product, and that's why, you know, everybody's tried everything from places we never would have bought from, right? Even if I would hear you all talk about Source Point before all of this, I don't know if that would have been enough to push me into it. But if they're going to send me a #1 of a book that hasn't released yet in, was it Achilles? Like, whatever the first book was that the launch was during Free Comic Week, like, that speaks volumes to them as a producer.
I can tell you one of the things, and I don't want to, like, we have not very many people watching, so it's fine. I know the owner and co-owner, like, of Oxeye Media that owns like Source Point and all of that.
Yeah,
they are two of the most like local first guys that you'll ever meet. They care so much about like the people that they are not just like making money and then being able to help their own employees. They're also really concerned about the people that are getting the content, and they want it to be something that's really worthwhile and everything. And I've always liked them. And through the whole Free Comic Book Week, they could have just made it a day, and that would have been amazing. If it would have been just one day, log on and do it.
And it could have been like 5 books.
Yeah, and it would have been so great. But instead, they're just like, you know what? Here's all this stock that we have.
Yeah.
Things are stagnant. We want to like give back. All you have to do is cover shipping.
They didn't give away like crap either. They
good
gave away
stuff.
some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Even the stuff that I thought was like clearing the shelves kind of things. Like when I first saw Floppy Cop, I was like, okay. And I was like, but I'll check it out. Maybe my kids will like it. I read the first issue. I really liked it.
It's so good.
Great.
It's so good.
It's really
good. I read all 3 of those in like 15 minutes and was like, when are the rest coming out?
Yeah.
Like Touching Evil is at what, like 7 or 8, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need to get.
I gotta get these. Now. Yeah, I recently, before they did that and even announced it, I got 1, 2, and 3 of Floppy Cop first run special editions in an auction through Source Point Press. So at some point, I did grab those Floppy Cops from the free comic book week. Since I have the special ones, I am excited at some point to give those away, also as a giveaway, because I very much, I want to pay that forward because I don't need 2 of each one. And it is one of my favorite series they've done. That, and I also have a Dead End Kids that I've got a second one of that I don't need, but I'm excited to give away.
Dead End Kids was so good.
Those are 2 of their best properties, and I got them for free, which is just crazy. Like, these are ones that would make money. Maybe they would need more time, but they're good enough to make some money on. But they just gave them away.
Yeah. To hit on your point of like how they're like very local first, I found out about these guys because on the year anniversary of my comic book shop, they had like 7 tables of like Source Point Press people. And like, granted, they're trying to get their book out there and like let people know about it, but it was sweet. Like they like at that point too, this was their first year, and they had like, so like Nora, the book Nora, they had the author, they had the artist, and then like I think I ended up getting the Rot too because the artist is the same for that, and I think they had the writer of that, and they just had tons of people. I mean, even on the 4th year, they had 2 guys from there. They come every year at this point, and like, you know, maybe it's not as big of a thing now, but they still bring people, and people, and they're on the opposite, not the opposite side, but I mean, if this is Michigan,
they're in Saginaw.
Here,
they're in Saginaw. It's not that far.
It's 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like a little less than 2 hours.
Yeah, but I mean,
but they're doing that for us on one shop over here. They do it at Tardy's too, where they're seen and where they're like sold. Yeah. They really they're willing to send their guys out. They're still planning on conventions because I talked to one of the owners recently, and they're ready to get back into conventions as soon as it's safe and able. And they're so big on it, and that's how I met them, because I was running the convention scene. Oh my god, it's so good. And they were there, and they were so humble, and they were so excited. Just even though I was like, who knows, because I could only go towards the end of the day once things slowed down. And every time I talked to them about some property or some new property, they were so into it. And that's why I wish that we could talk to like TKO guys, because it feels like that same energy of just like, we love this product so much and we just want it to get out there because we know you'll love it. And we're not trying to become billionaires off of it. We're just trying to share this amazing thing that we created, and we really believe in it. So like, fucking have it.
Yeah, I think the pulse in the industry right now is, I think a lot of people are starting to gravitate towards indie stuff and small books and books that people are just really, you can just tell they're really passionate about it. It might not be the most polished thing, but you know what? Sometimes the DC stuff isn't either. I've seen some rush jobs. I've seen some rush jobs on some pretty big runs in the past couple of years here or there, and and all of them really.
I'll say Sarah from TKO. I'll die on this hill. Sarah from TKO is one of the most polished titles out there right now.
That's the fan favorite for TKO for sure.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh. I mean, it is the overall. I think.
Oh yeah.
It's the.
I still haven't read it yet.
It is
as a full product. It's easily the best.
It's so polished. The
I don't necessarily enjoy it, but it is the best full product. Are you showing that you have pants on?
No, I was getting another beer.
It'd be a whole lot cooler
pants
if you were.
Well, no, I'm this has been my quarantine
So
outfit: basketball shorts,
are those shorts?
and then a comic book shirt. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, this is tough. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I wore shorts last week.
I know, and I almost kicked you out of the chat.
Well,
yeah,
dog,
but he was wearing cargo
warm.
dad shorts. He was
he got
blown,
and
like middle-aged dad.
Yeah, so he got a pass because it was lame.
Like, I'm pissed that I can't get jean shorts anymore because John Cena's not wrestling.
Damn
all
it,
that
John
often.
Cena! I can't get my official John Cena shorts.
But well, and I think like the same reason you all, are high on Source Point, because it's that local connection.
Oh yeah, give us a new local to fall in love.
Well, I mean,
who's your guy?
That's why I've kind of clung to all of this Ashcan Comics Pub stuff, because they are
Ashcan.
Yeah, Comics Pub.
Which is very confusing because the guy that writes Hawkeye Freefall, his name is like Ashcan Public Pub or something like that. And like at first you were talking about them, and I was like,
can you spell it? Because Google didn't like however I
look at the comments. Todd.
Yeah,
Todd, comments.
That's what I did.
I threw it in the comments.
I don't see it. And
yeah,
I'm on live chat.
Look at my screen.
No, I got it from you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I definitely was looking at it. They do have a thing where if you spend $19, you can get your logo in their books, and I almost considered doing that.
I'll do that. I was already gonna buy stuff because the comic book poster was telling me about a new indie that I should. That's the one. Is that War Priest?
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at right now.
That book.
How good is it? Hey, look at that! It's comic book poster.
So all of their books
book?
Are different. So like this was this month's release. It's War Priest, which is about a 12 to 14 page story. And then when you flip the book the other way, it's another offering. So they're these smaller, like, comparing their books to a comic, a traditional comic, it's smaller, but like they have
it says it's $3 a month to get all their books
on their Patreon. And Nate, who is the CEO of the company and I think an art teacher, had the greatest sell for it when he was interviewed on the Comic Book Club show this week, where he was like, give me $3. You can literally, I think it's that same kind of like they were, that Source Point showed up and brought out the, the full circus to get everybody hooked. It's been interesting talking to a lot of these folks because it's the same kind of hookup that we have. There are a couple of comic book like creators that are in Kansas and Missouri, but we don't have any big publishers. Like two of the artists that are on the book, I think it's an Image book, Unearth, that Cullen Bunn is writing. They're both out of, I think, Kansas City, so like an hour from me. But it's nice to find something like, Ashcan. The moment I heard first interview with them, and they said, $3 on Patreon, you can look at everything. $10, we'll send you the physical copies. Like, that's why I've started buying into them as much as y'all have Source Point. And the other dope thing, their Kickstarter just fully funded. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Oh, you have a mirror. I was like, there's somebody behind you.
Oh, yeah. And I just...
Holy
for everyone
shit.
in the chat, I just posted that link in the chat.
But,
so if you want to see it, that's how you get to their stuff.
Yeah, because Nick's link never showed up and is dumb.
I can see it on mine.
Well, stop. Oh, it thinks.
Oh yeah, the Pogs. I forgot. I watched that video where you.
There's Pogs.
But they just funded a kick. So this came. The first month I was signed up is when Vala came out, and Vala is the first chapter of a short story that has like 1 or 2 art pieces in it. But they just ran a Kickstarter that is their Pogs game that has like dice rolling and damage stuff.
Do you flick things? Do you flick the Pogs?
motherfucking slammer.
Yeah.
So
Shapow.
one of the
It
things
should have been a spinner. Let's all agree on that.
Fuck you, man. It's a slammer. It's a slammer.
The spinner slammers.
They had a bunch of like things come out with their stretch goals. So I bought like several of the games. That way I can, start doing some of that kind of stuff for a local small publisher. Like the guy who is the editor is working on his PhD in Dallas. So like you have people all over the place that are collaborating on things like that. So instead of like, I'll send you this signed book, or I'll send you these Marvel codes. Like, I think this is something that's kind of cool to do as a giveaway, right? Like, I'm still gonna fucking fight somebody for the Erica Slaughter bandana.
Hey, bud, I got my knife. I bought this at Harbor Freight. I use it to open boxes.
I'm just I break my bourbon bottle.
Don't. There's so much left.
There's so much left. It's not worth it.
But I think like these are the kinds of things that as I continue to grow, I'm gonna keep finding not just small publishers that I like the work that they're doing, but I think some of the things that are kind of close to me to go like, here's the best that you're getting from a bunch of folks in the Midwest to send out. But like, I really think Ashcan it's worth the money for the $3, even for a first go, because in all of the titles that they have, like they've got a couple of books, like there's one called like ROFL, like rolling on the floor laughing. That is
it's pronounced raffle.
Fucking excuse me.
It's Rofel.
This one, the end looks really good.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
And this was my first experience in looking at some of their stuff digitally.
I shopped. I pulled a Nick.
Like black and white or gray.
Super looks really good.
Yeah.
There's ROFL.
Oath is pretty good. That one I enjoyed. I really think War Priest is going to grow to be insane.
Cool.
Born Again by Ronald Cromartie is pretty interesting and trippy in the way it tells the story, especially the way the end makes you go back and look at the front couple of pages again. So it's been something that it's different voices, and some of their folks are working on like bigger projects. So like when you all started looking at the Mad Cave website last week and found Over the Ropes, their wrestling comic.
Yeah.
Jay Sandlin is doing work with Black Mask and with Ashcan.
Dope. Cool.
Stoney Williams, who wrote Vala.
Yeah.
What
else has he written anything else? That name is super familiar.
A book that was just announced to come out through Mad Cave, and it's called like Villainous.
Okay, I might have just read about that because I'm like, I know that name. Okay.
Yeah. So cool. that's kind of
I love all those connections. That's cool.
Yeah. And even if people make it to a bigger publisher, they still stick with
That's cool.
Doing the work with I'm gonna fold a sheet of paper in half and publish those,
So also,
sorry,
there was a guy.
Your mic is in there.
Yeah, there's a guy named Stoney Williams who was the former New Braunfels mayor, and he was arrested in September of 2017.
Oh,
so maybe you know that if you're into local politics.
I'm not that. Nope, that's not it.
I just did a quick Google when you're like, that sounds familiar.
That's not it.
Stoney is a fucking hilarious follower on Twitter because he has a bunch of like, I describe all of my small children as feral. I've never heard, Nick disparage his teenagers, but it sounds like a mashup of my kids and Nick's kids are the kids that Stoney has in Oklahoma. So he's pretty funny on Twitter, but
you don't know, like, you haven't heard Nick's other side at all.
You haven't heard me talk about my kids very much.
No.
Fair.
That'll be the next show. I'll do a rant for that.
Yeah. We have Nick Kahn coming in to rant about his children.
It's usually because by the time we start, I've had a few beers and I'm like,
everything's great. I love everybody.
It's all good.
Oh, whatever. Oh yeah, they blew up that thing. What kids will be kids. I love them.
You know what they did today? I moved a chair over. I'm looking at the spot right now on the other side of my basement. I moved it. I found 10 packs of goldfish crackers, just like condoms. hidden underneath. No, but we're like trying to get rid of mice and stuff right now.
Yeah. And we have some over.
And there's like fucking goldfish crackers stashed all over this house, and it's like, oh, no wonder.
It's literally cheese. It's cheese everywhere.
It's fucking paradise in my basement for these things. Oh my god.
I love it. What the fuck? What were we talking about before?
They're good
we went
kids.
On a rant? But yeah, no,
kids.
He loves his kids.
They're good kids.
We did, while we have comic book goes around here, if Sam is still in the chat, the idea was to have him be the counterpoint to the Marvel hate. This has went longer, which I love. But I'm thinking next week we'll have Sam on if he is still interested in being the counterpoint to the Marvel love. But yeah. So who's been outside of your... So Ashcan, obviously you have a deep love for, which is awesome because I have a Source Point love that I can't help. Do you have another like indie... Somebody who... Because it seems like you've known them for longer than Quarantine.
No,
and I know you just...
It's maybe a month longer than Quarantine.
Okay. So you knew him. Has there been anything besides like... Because Source Point giving out free comics obviously is going to grab you. Has anybody grabbed you on the indie side since Quarantine started that you've been just delved real into? Or has there been like a book that you probably wouldn't have picked up, but since like we're all like on lockdown, you've gotten really into?
The last couple of weeks, I've been only posting reviews on the weekends about indie books. And one of the things that I tweeted out was like, hey, if you've got a book you want me to look at, send me a link and I'll hop into it. So one of the other things that I read the first two of, and I think the third was just successfully crowdfunded. It's like Jack Irons, The Steel Cowboy. That
sounds cool.
Their books are through Wicked Publishing, I think, is who prints the physical copies. But you can find some of their books and other works by searching like Ironverse Comics. That their stuff has come out pretty cool. And then there was one more. I got into a couple of Action Labs Studios titles.
Dope.
Because one of the titles that one of the auctions that I won on the Creators for Comic Stuff was from a guy named David, who runs, I think he literally runs like a collector comic shop out of his living room, where if you search for Lion's Den Comics or the Driving Creators Network, he had a bundle of books. And this is one that I really got into, the 20
Oh yeah, you talked
Club.
about that.
Yeah. What else did I get?
What were they? What was it? Lion's Den?
Yeah. And if you can't find the Lion's Den from that, if you just search Driving Creators Network, because I know that Cole has found it because he saw the second Black Mask box, which is now gone. You're welcome. But he's got a lot of cool bundles from indie creators. So like my first Black Mask buy was like Young Terrorist, Cal Exit, God Killer, and
4 Kids.
No, because I've got 4 kids coming in from my shop.
Do you get?
But I bought.
We Can Never Go Home.
There it is. Yeah.
No, that was in the second. So I bought a box from David that had the Wilds.
So good.
Had We Can Never Go Home. It had, what's the other two I haven't read yet? Come Into Me and Beautiful Canvas. Like, the Wilds is one of those books that really kind of shook me. And good. Part of that is because I love a lot of the stuff that Vita Ayala is doing already, that I think they are very talented in the way that they craft their stories. But Black Mask and TKO have been interesting for me to see some of my, favorite creators work in what seems to be an environment with lesser restraints. So like that's part of why the reason I was bummed that I couldn't get Year Zero from AWA, because I really like Ben Percy's work on X-Force and
Did you read his Green Lantern? Or
No.
sorry, Green Arrow.
I'm like,
his Rebirth Green Arrow is amazing. Like, I think if it were besides Batman, I might put Green Arrow as the second best Rebirth title.
I can't type
fast
fast
enough.
enough.
Me. I loved it.
Todd just cuts the feed.
Yeah. I gotta
go. Todd will be happy to know that some of the things that I picked up in a Rad Raptor auction, I think I have 3 Green Lantern hardcovers coming my way, and you can say which ones, and my answer will be I have 3 Green Lantern hardcovers coming my way.
Oh, neat.
Also, that's in Adrian, Michigan.
Oh yeah,
that
it
makes
is
more sense.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
I know that's a long way away. I know I have heard, and I think I've been there once.
But maybe if we ever, when things open, we go to the Second and Charles in Detroit, we could do a little swing-de-whoop-de-bop.
We need to do once this things open up,
we need
to do a Michigan local comic book store road trip. That's what we got to do once we can interact again.
Yeah. I've been to.
I'm taking you away from your families for 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4?
To go around all of Michigan?
Yeah, I guess.
Dear Lord.
How many comic book shops do you think are like outside of like Grand Rapids, Detroit, and like
at least
Traverse
30.
City?
At least 30.
Lansing probably has like 2.
Yeah, I would assume Kalamazoo has.
And the Upper Peninsula has to have 3-ish.
That sounds so.
Are you gonna count places like Argos, where it's like a bookstore that sells a couple comics?
Grand Rapids, we don't need.
Argos
we don't need a road trip for Grand Rapids.
You could get a pull list from Argos.
Can you?
Yeah, because they order just for you.
That's where I started buying some comics from. That might be where I got Court of Owls from.
I have to say goodnight to the wife.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna just pee while I do it. Thank you.
Argos though does have some good finds. I think I found the Barry Obama Spider-Man cover. It was like a second or third printing, but I got it for like $3. I got the first Grant Morrison Animal Man. I got the first Grant Morrison Doom Patrol, and I think I spent a total of like.
It's the type of comic book store. It's the type of store that's probably like a classic, like how comics started, where it's like it's all used books and stuff, but then they have like this corner that has like a magazine rack.
Yep.
And they have like new books on the magazine rack, and then they have just like a table with long boxes just full of all the back issues. And
I
think that's where I pulled. I think I did pull. I pulled Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 from Argo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got it.
Well, it's funny because you were like saying like, is there another shop? And I was like, Argos. And then I looked at it and I follow them on Facebook, and it was like 6 of your friends have checked in or been here, and you were one of them. So I was like, how do you not know what this place is?
I didn't think that'd be a good place to find like back issues on popular books. I figured they'd be like wiped out of stuff like that.
Yeah, they were super weird. I remember I got a like hot like title book at the time there for like undercover price, and it was like, this is weird, but whatever.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about. There are 2 shops in the town that I live. The one that I go to all the time, and then there's one that's a game shop. but it's not
Okay.
like Magic and shit. It's like used video games.
Oh,
And some board games, but then they've got comics in there. And like I'm lucky because I work 30 minutes from home in the capital city, and there are 3 shops there. So, or I drive, 45 minutes to the Kansas City, like suburban or the whole metro area, and I can find probably about another 15 stores.
nice.
So I'm lucky to be able to kind of run into some of that stuff. But like that's why I can't remember how I stumbled onto Rad Raptor, but their weekly auctions are like no ceiling. All of the prices are preset at $1.
Oh, nice.
And they only last for like 2 days. So that
Is-
kind of competition has been fun for, kind of box diving
Yeah.
to find some stuff.
Is that a like Facebook thing, a Twitter thing?
It's a Facebook thing.
Okay.
So like if you go to their Facebook page now,
Oh yeah, cool.
they alternate between weekly or every 2 days they have some kind of auction where they'll set the time that prices are locked, and it's usually like 9 o'clock Eastern, like on the second day, and he'll post like 50 books where I've picked up some decent variants of like the X titles for like $2, and like I think I picked up one of the 1 in 100 covers for $2 on the Gene Frost.
Oh damn.
Or Jean
Was
Grey
that
Emma
Red?
Frost.
Oh, okay,
What?
sorry. I thought you were talking about the Red. Wasn't she on the cover of Red? I never read that. X-Men
No,
Red.
no. She might have been, but like I'm like the new X-Men stuff, that the new Hickman universe.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then between auctions they put up I want that posts where he'll go, here's the retail price, here's what I'm selling it for. The first person to respond, I want it, then it's yours. So that's
Nice.
how I got the Green Lantern hardcovers, because I read Black Stars and was like, okay, this is interesting. And then the first 2 in season 2 made me go, okay, I want to learn more about this character. So their posts have been a good way for me to find things. The Lion's Den stuff has been a good way for me to find things. And the other way I've been buying stuff, there's a shopping app called Mercari.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's like Let It Go, right? Or eBay or something. I guess I'm not sure. But
They set like a price. So like I bought a collection of 6 Funko Pops from someone that the initial price was $70 that I got for 50, because I like to post, and every so many days the price drops. But I think this came in today.
oh, we're doing a live unboxing.
Yeah, that is Grab still here?
I don't know. I'm like looking at Red Raptor's comics, but
Because if Grabs is here, Grabs.
I assume it's a booster. Also, you should check out 52. I think it might not shed booster in the best of light, but it is a pretty cool story with booster so far.
Oh, as I was waiting for y'all to go live, I'm on like issue 20 or 18 of the 1985 run.
Oh shit! Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why. I like Booster Gold.
So
My
good.
explanation for that is as piss poor as why I like.
It's
Namor
terrible.
the
Dude,
it's like me.
That's not a good run.
Yeah,
It's not a good run.
Yeah.
Like New
So-
52, he essentially becomes a like billboard, or in 52,
52.
where he just
Not New
like
52.
will take sponsorship. Like he's a soccer team.
That's how he
he's
is.
an MMA fighter who just puts it on, like it's like they just, hey, if you give me money, it'd be on my shorts. It's fine. He's the
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Mystery Men?
Yeah, that was the one with Pee Wee Herman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
The spoon.
Yes.
No, the spleen.
Spleen.
The
Stiller.
But
Yeah, Stiller.
the guy on in Mystery Men, the hero, the one who's actually like able to like has like powers and it's like really good at fighting. He has like a Rayovac sponsorship, and he has like sponsorships all over him, and it's like that. I love it.
Yeah, well, it's funny too because like, oh, you show your thing. Sorry,
go ahead.
And then us.
No,
well, it's just he's talking, and he's like, I don't know, like I just worked up a hunger, and I'm ready to get me a big belly burger. And then like later on, he's talking to Skeet, and he's like, hopefully, just me doing that after solving, like doing this thing, will let them sponsor me.
That's how he is in every book. That he is the douche who is making money off of his herodom. But
Greg,
like,
it is Greg Kinnear's character. Thank you, Sam King. Mystery Men is like the best.
like $8 plus shipping on Mercari. I found Booster Gold 1 through I think 11 for $9, which is not bad.
No.
And I am on the hunt for a number 1, and I don't know why the values of Booster Gold number 1 are going up, because he's not going to fucking show up in anything of substance for a while.
Or is
but
it could be a weird thing with like him being prominent in like Heroes in Crisis, maybe.
That couldn't help any
Death
character.
metal.
That couldn't help anyone's character value.
He's the most important character in death metal.
That will convert me.
He
to
kills the
Stain.
Bat who laughs.
Yes, the
He
Batman
kills
who
the
laughs
Batman
is
who
killed
laughs.
by Booster Gold.
That
I
would be
mean,
dope.
I'm looking at the. Have you looked at the
So
comic
lame.
book collector app?
Scott Snyder, I know you're one of the 8 people watching. I'm really sorry that I spoiled that for everyone. I know. I promised I'd keep my mouth shut.
Hey, Booster Gold knows how to kill him because he's from the future, and it's well known how he dies in the future.
That was my favorite thing too. I guess I didn't really realize that, but like in like 52, they like lay down like the reason that he's like, because one of the guys is like, "You're not even that good of a superhero. How are you doing this?" And like Skeet says something like, "Oh, I have all the like the news articles from this month, and we just show up like 20 minutes before the things happen so that we can like just deal with it."
Exactly. I'm excited because he ends up oh my god.
Did you make that currently right now?
Yeah, Kane was asking if anybody had drawn anything. So this is the Amazed Avocado.
Incredible. It's glorious. And that's going to be when we hit 500 subscribers.
5,000 subscribers.
We'll give that
I'll
away.
sign this.
As of today, we got to 90, so this run got us 2 more subscribers.
Did we? Okay, mine's not updating.
No, mine
it doesn't update.
I'm not happy with it. I told him, but I guess I'll show it. I don't have any information.
My wife has been kind of into art, and she did the what was it? So when she was into it, I was like, "Here's Inktober, try this," and she was like, "Do you want to try it with me?" And one of them was trying to draw Swing, and I tried to draw Swing, and I was like, "This is so frustrating. I'm such a fucking terrible artist. How hard is it to fucking draw Swing?"
Pretty hard. I wouldn't be able to draw a Swing.
Nick, Kane Paul says.
Yeah, you get one of these actually.
No, it's a full
I'll take
one.
it.
It's a full one.
I'll take it. I'm not happy with the overall shape of my avocado.
Hey, no one's happy with how their avocados are shaped.
That's fair. That's true.
They're all,
you guys want to know
getting
about
them delivered, and they're not good anymore.
Best football team of all time ever. That's it.
All right.
We all agree.
This is Todd.
We had to say it before Nick turned his head, and he could be like, "Oh, I'm a Packers."
Go Pack, go!
Fucking
Aaron Rodgers, look at him.
Aaron Rodgers, greatest quarterback in the world.
You know Tom Brady exists, right?
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Who? Is that the guy that's selling snake oil right now?
He's
guy.
He's
good.
He's an independent quarterback.
Little known. He's so good.
Little known. You don't know him, but he's really good.
Who does he back up again?
Jameis Winston.
Oh, here we go.
Oh damn! Let's not get back into a sports cast because
a football burrito.
Comic burrito.
It's comic burrito. I am excited. Why don't we have a good football comic? It's such a big thing.
That we do. It's called Southern Bastards, and it's by Jason Aaron, and it's pretty fucking tits.
Is there like a Friday Night Lights? But is there like a Friday Night Lights football comic? Like it's about football. Like Essex County is about hockey.
Yeah, it is, sure.
But for football.
Yeah.
The main the like villain of the story is a high school football coach that is also like maybe a mobster. I read it like 2 years ago.
So The Woods is also a football comic.
Yeah.
Because there's people tangentially related to football.
I mean, when Jason Aaron signed my copy
Cyborg was a quarterback.
He did right.
So all Justice League comics, all Justice League comics are football related because Cyborg was a quarterback.
Sam put in the comments, Kikara Inc.
Kickers Inc.
Kickers.
No, Kikara Inc. Kikara's
yeah, but he just.
It's pretty similar to Krakoa.
Krakoa from
Where did he go?
I went to get my Southern Bastards copy so I could just show it to
Laces
you.
out, Dan.
I have that.
Laces out, Dan. That's what I assume Kickers Inc. is about. Laces out, Dan. It's Ace Ventura.
You know what I want like a NASCAR.
No one wants that.
But they're all. It's all like rage, and they have superpowers, and there's like flames coming out. I would be so into
it's all like this crazy stuff, and the cars are crashing.
How is Demolition Derby comic would be amazing.
Right,
there's
like
Mad
that,
Max comic books.
One
or like
put out.
Is there like a monster truck? Is Monster Truck is it like Monster Truck like the wrestling of the car?
It's the wrestling of the NASCAR fans.
Of the NASCAR fans.
Except wrestling is the wrestling of the NASCAR fans.
I would have just assumed that like NASCAR is worse than monster cars.
How dare you? Monster trucks, first of all. What are monster cars?
Monster cars.
I don't know. My nephew.
That's what they have in the Deltaplex.
Monster cars. We don't have the ceiling clearance for monster trucks, so we have monster cars.
The kid seats are $42, and you're like, "Wow, that's expensive."
Adults 40 and over are free.
Monster
Trucks let you smoke inside.
If Monster Trucks is Sunday, then like Monster Cars is like 2 p.m. on Wednesday.
Wednesday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's like
Tuesdays at 3:30.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the back.
You're gonna want the backrest.
Yeah,
it costs a little extra.
You're definitely gonna want to lean back because it's not that exciting. Free cushion for the first 2 people that show up.
Yeah,
the first 2.
I've pulled up Kickers Inc. on my comic shop, and it looks like I might be able to get the full run of 12 for $2 a piece.
Woo!
I might do that.
Do it.
Oh,
report
your comic
back.
shop is like an issue that you can buy issues on there.
No, on mycomicshop.
mycomicshop.com.
I just assumed this was your actual.
He puts just comicsignal.com because it's my comic book shop.
Well, if it's published by Marvel, is that on Marvel? I have Marvel Unlimited.
I'll look.
I wonder if it's on there.
Monster
if it's on there, I'll read.
In St. Louis
I'll
with
read
Bigfoot.
It.
Kane Paul, that's some big talk. The first monster truck was Bigfoot. Is that true?
I thought it was like Gravedigger.
No, Gravedigger's a big deal, but is Bigfoot the first monster truck? We need to do a deep dive. All right, thank you for everybody for coming in. We're gonna do our deep dive into monster trucks.
Bigfoot was the original monster truck. I googled it. It's true.
Dang, that's awesome.
It was a 1979 Ford F-250. Yeah. It was created in 1975. That doesn't make sense.
I love it.
How does it have a 1979 body style but created in 1975?
Because it was being iterated on until then, and then put the body on that.
Nope, Kickers Incorporated is not on Marvel Universe.
Ooh, that's why I'm canceling that service.
You should literally put that in your cancellation. You didn't have Kickers.
Don't have Kickers Inc. We're done here. No, I think I have it
That's like
through
3 this week.
fall.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it through this fall, and then I'm gonna switch to Comic House. I think it's called. It's all
the
it's
indie app.
It's an indie comic subscription thing. Because I'll actually check stuff out. Marvel, I just pay the year and then I never use it.
That's where I'm at with Marvel, and
yeah,
like
seems like a good use of funds.
Yeah, and it's weird.
I don't like reading them. It hurts my eyes to read them. The resolution isn't good enough. I don't know.
I have not read any New Universe. Can you elaborate? Sam King? What are you? Oh.
New Universe. What is
that?
Oh, is that like their 80s reset?
What is it? I already asked that.
I know, but he saw my response before he heard your
That's
response.
not possible. That's not
Yeah,
how
it
time
is.
works. No, I said it.
Yeah,
before
because we're on a delay, bud.
Bud.
Yeah, 86 to 89.
I said it first, and Sam King and I have a connection.
There would be no
He knows.
hidden races, gods, mythological beings, magic, or super technology. Superhuman characters and powers would be limited and thus more subdued in their activities, yet their actions would have more realistic consequences.
What are you reading?
That's the description of Marvel New Universe.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that for Kickers Inc? Because that's not what I expected.
Kickers Inc. is,
we kick shit.
yeah.
Hopefully you like incorporations.
Yeah. We can't get sued outside of our entity.
Who is your daddy? And
Kickers
what does he
Inc.
do?
The world's premier paranormal investigators.
Awesome. I'm into that.
I'm
I'm way
kinda
more
into
into that
that.
now.
What are
And
you
then,
drinking over there?
Different rules.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, it is the Blue Moon Light Sky.
How is that? I just saw the commercial a couple days ago of it.
It's not bad. Like, I drank Kansas City beer called Zone that made me go, oh man, I kind of miss Blue Moon from time to time. And I've been on the seltzer kick because I've dropped almost 50 pounds since the start of the year.
Yeah.
And when I wanted to start
Dude.
quarantine drinking, the seltzers were like, okay, that's 90 calories.
Hell
and then
yeah.
that shit tastes like depression. Because it's like, what if a bottle of stale vodka and seltzer water looked at a mango? Here you go.
Man.
You need to try Truly lemonades.
Yeah, I have a fridge full of Truly downstairs.
But are they lemonade?
Man, I really like White Claw, so I feel
I
I'm
like
being
White
hurt.
Claws. I like all of them.
I don't like seltzer water. I don't like LaCroix. Like,
Yeah.
I like LaCroix.
Yeah.
I like
no.
I like the seltzer water that's been farted on by a mango. I'm into it.
But no, Light Sky's not bad. It's not as intense of the flavor as Blue Moon is, but for 95 calories, I'll take that.
Nice. I'm just doing the
And
bourbon
that's-
because the same idea.
I did a bunch of that last night. Yesterday was our anniversary, where we spent more on dinner than we have with us or all 5 of our children ever.
Awesome.
We cleaned our carpet.
Huma, so good.
We watched Riverdale, and then I just got sloppy drunk because my wife was like, I'm tired and have a headache. And I said, I have a bottle of Chivas that has been in the bar for forever, so I'm going to take my pint glass and put this much Chivas in it and just start topping it off with Diet Dr. Pepper, and I fell asleep watching Riverdale.
Well, awesome for you. I believe we went over 2 hours. I think this was great.
Oops.
I very much appreciate you being on. I think you get to be on the outro. I'm ready to. It's late for this old man.
You're the youngest person I think in this chat.
Yeah, but I act like the oldest.
I don't know. How old are you, Todd?
I'm 30.
Okay, yeah, you are.
But I live the most. This is an old soul inside this 30-year-old body.
Bitch, I got 3 kids.
I've got 1 kid, but a
one kid,
but a history of heartache. But a bad road I've been down. Can we turn this into a good, bad, and the ugly before we go? That'd be great. So yeah, thank you for joining us for much longer than 15 minutes. I very much appreciate it.
I think my wife fell asleep because she went, "How long are you gonna be on with them?" And I was like, "Well,
how long is your rant?"
Yeah. It'll be 3 hours.
Yeah. So we'll see if this then turns into a, bonus time 3-hour Discord discussion where we go, Nick, watch this wrestling.
Yeah, right.
And I'm watching on my cell phone, like.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, that guy did a thing. I think I don't know. Two shapes just hit each other.
There's a lot of long hair. Is that a girl? Does she not have a shirt on?
It's a bunch of both.
Why are they all wet?
I am. Oh wait, what?
Hot.
Thank you.
This has been a comic burrito.
A podcast, a live stream. Thank you for joining us.
Of a live stream.
I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
And I'm Nick.
And I'm
Dusty. Yeah! Look at that. Awesome.
We did it.
All of our guests.
He's not even under me.
He's under
Remember
me.
to spay and neuter your burritos.
Yes. Always and forever. Because, wait a second. No. Make sure you don't.
No,
we want more burritos in the world.
More burritos.
Fuck
Be
you,
sure
Nick.
to read your burritos.
Make sure
Smash the like button, retweet it, share it.
Elbow drop.
No,
what you said we're 10 away.
We are 10 away from Something is Killing the Children bandana. So subscribe if you haven't.
Bye, Sam. Bye, Kane.
You can have this anywhere that you want. I'll put it on myself. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining.
With photos?
If you pay enough.
If you pay enough.
So if we get up to 105 subscribers, he'll take photos.
A handling fee will be ascribed to it.
He's got a Patreon for that.
Yeah. So yeah, elbow drop that subscribe button.
Can you put that in the comments?
Yeah, I'll put that in the description.
Put it right here.
Yep. Yeah, I'll put it in post. I'll put it in post in this live stream. Yep.
See, now you have to replace that middle finger with a dark side.
Yes, exactly. Dark side is right there. But I'll still say fuck over it. All right. Thank you all for joining us. This has been a Comic Burrito podcast, a live stream. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.